Hey everyone, how's it going? Mike here with a walkthrough for Chicken in the Darkness. I normally don't do walkthroughs, but I decided to play this game for my Halloween month, and I noticed there weren't any walkthroughs on here, so I decided to go ahead and make one of my own. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. In this walkthrough, I'll be going over with you 4 key points on how to get 100% completion rate on Steam to get all 8 achievements. I'll be going over with you the objectives, how to locate the items for each objective. I'll be going over with you the enemies and how to counter them, as well as their behaviors. I'll go over with you the documents and how to locate all of them. And lastly, I'm going to be going over with you all the achievements and endings that you can get for the game. Now, one of the main things I'll be referring to throughout this walkthrough is the layout of the building. I've displayed a map here so you can see key points that I'll be referring to throughout the walkthrough. At the top left, you will see the boys' dormitory, and you start off in the green X that I've indicated above. The red X by the girls' dormitory is just to show you that area is off limits, and to my knowledge, there's no way in there. The purple line is to show you the door to the main building, which you'll need to go through after you complete your first objective. And in the lecture building, the experiment building, and the main buildings, I have shown 4 blue arrows to indicate the stairs that you will need to use to traverse up and down the buildings. So once you go ahead and start the game, you will be prompted for the first objective, which will be to go ahead and get the security key from the security room. The key is used to open the purple door inside the main building, so all you need to do is exit your dorm room, go immediately to the left down the hall. You will reach a flight of stairs, and from there you're going to go down the stairs until you reach the second floor of that building. You're going to follow the long corridor, make an immediate left before you reach the very end. You will see a black box on the right. You can go ahead and proceed past that, and immediately on the right, you will see the security room with the key located on the desk. After you get the key, you're just going to go ahead and exit the security room, turn right and right again. You will find a long hallway which will take you towards the door of the main building. The girls' dormitory on the right side and a bottle of water on the table, which you can use to replenish your stamina. You can go ahead and open the purple door, head into the main building, past the first hall on your left, and to get your phone for the next objective, you just need to go up the flight of stairs all the way to the 5th floor. Once you reach the top of the 5th floor, you're going to go ahead and take an immediate right, and you will follow the path down until you reach a set of doors. Go ahead and open it. Now, once you're inside of the study room, you will notice 4 rows that you can enter. You're going to enter the 3rd one, and on the right side, you will notice a document as well as the phone a little bit further down. Go ahead and pick up your phone, and the game will prompt you for the next objective. Now, the game's going to prompt you to go ahead and recharge your phone. You'll need to go down to the 3rd floor, and regardless if you go down the 3rd floor of the lecture side or the main building, it'll all be the same floor. Once you get to the experiment side, you're going to go ahead and go down the hallway. The first classroom on the left, you can go ahead and enter, and from there, you will see your cord located on one of the desks towards the front, as well as the outlet on the far left corner. Go ahead and plug your phone in after equipping the cord, and the game will prompt you for the next objective. So the next objective will have you go and return the key back to the security room so that janitor doesn't notice. Now, this isn't time sensitive, so you can go ahead and look for other documents if you like, or take the long way. It doesn't really matter, but you do have to return the key to prompt the next objective. The next objective will have you go ahead and retrieve your wallet located somewhere in the lecture building. The easiest way to get your wallet is to use the flight of stairs indicated by the top left light blue arrow on the map that I showed before. Once you reach the 4th floor, you're going to go ahead and go straight forward into the classroom directly in front of you, and you will find your wallet located in the middle row of desks. Alright, so your next objective will be to finally go ahead and order the chicken. Go back down to the 3rd floor, go back into the classroom, grab your phone. From there, go ahead and equip your phone with the number 2, then press tab, and when the screen appears, go ahead and click on the phone icon. Now, once you've ordered the chicken, the game will give you the next objective, which will be covered by the phone screen, but it's basically telling you that you'll need to go behind the boys' dormitory to receive the chicken. The easiest and best way to get outside while avoiding as many enemies as possible is to go ahead and use the flight of stairs indicated by the top left light blue arrow on the map that I showed before. You're going to go down the flight of stairs until you reach the 2nd floor, which is technically the bottom of that building. You're going to make an immediate left and then a left again, and you will find yourself outside. Now, once you're outside, you're going to encounter one of the next enemies, which is the Scarecrow. This one looks intimidating, but it's actually very easy. All you really need to do is just face the enemy while walking backwards. It will not initiate a chase against you. If you turn around and run while the Scarecrow is too close to you, what it will do is it'll basically chase you throughout the whole entire time that you're outside. Once you're far enough, you can go ahead and run in between the bench and the girls' dormitory, follow the path of trees, and you will find a portion of the fence illuminated by a light. From there, you can go ahead and click the E command at the fence and go ahead and receive your chicken. Now, based on my multiple playthroughs of the game, depending on what time you get the chicken, one of two things may happen. Now, if you pick up your chicken before 1 a.m. in the game, what'll happen is you can go ahead and go through the dialogue, and at the very end, the game will initiate a chase sequence between you and the janitor. If you had no trouble outrunning the janitor throughout this whole entire playthrough, you don't really need to worry about this particular portion because he doesn't run any faster. You just need to make sure he doesn't catch you because this is the last objective. Now, if you pick up the chicken sometime after 1 a.m., the game does not initiate a chase sequence between you and the janitor. I believe the game devs did this because you have to beat the game before 2 a.m. in game time, otherwise it results in a game over. So I imagine the reason they didn't put the chase sequence is just so you didn't have to worry about it because you were already short on time. But I could be absolutely wrong because sometimes the game acts a little bit weird and something different will happen. For some reason, when I got the chicken, the guard just decided to go ahead and have a little weird echo effect and snarl behind me the whole entire time he was chasing me. So I'm not entirely sure what caused the guard to have a certain behavior one time versus another. Once you make your way back up to the dorm room, you can go and enter inside and you will be immediately greeted by a monster as well as one of the endings. And congratulations, you completed one of the playthroughs. Next, I'm going to be going over with you the enemies, what their behaviors are, and pretty much how to deal with them. Now, the first enemy that is probably the most difficult and the easiest to deal with is called the Mike Hole, according to one of the in-game documents. It has the ability to phase through walls and it will constantly follow you throughout the game while you're playing. The biggest weakness the Mike Hole has though is that it will not move unless you are moving. The easiest way to deal with it if you ever find yourself close to being caught by it is to go into one of the classrooms, go into one of the corners, kind of move around left and right until it gets somewhat close to you, and then make a mad dash for the door. Now, what I have noticed with the Mike Hole is that it will spawn at various times throughout your playthrough, but most notably, it will always spawn after you complete the objective where you return the key to the security room. I have seen it spawn before while completing the second objective to retrieve my phone. That's the earliest I've seen it spawn, but I've never seen it spawn later than this point. It will immediately spawn towards the top of the lecture building. And here I took a second to look out the window so you can see it spawn close to the top of the lecture building. The next major enemy in this game is the janitor. Now, the janitor will not appear in the boys' dorm unless it is chasing you for one reason or another. It can see you down the hall, but you do have a little bit of wiggle room before it actually detects you. One of the most notable things with a janitor is that it can hear you running, regardless if you are on the same floor or not. Now, one of the best ways to counter the janitor is to go and pick up a fire extinguisher. The first one is located on the 3rd floor of the main building. When you enter through the purple doors, you can go and follow the hallway. After you pass the flight of stairs on the left, look to your right where you'll see a little opening in the hallway, and on the right corner before you enter the opening, you will find a fire extinguisher on the floor. To my knowledge, there are only 2 fire extinguishers in the game. If you ever find yourself cornered by the janitor, you can go and equip the fire extinguisher with 3 and spray him, and this will stun him temporarily. Now, the next enemy I'm going to go over with is the Scarecrow. This one's a little bit tricky. So the main thing about the Scarecrow is that it generally won't chase you unless you're facing it, at least in my experience. Now, the exact distance you need to get away before you can turn around, I'm not entirely sure of, but it seems to be pretty generous. If you turn around too close to a Scarecrow and start running away, it will start to chase you while you're outside. The problem with this is that you can outpace the Scarecrow, but only if you are running. So if you run out of stamina and can no longer run, or if you have to walk for any reason, the Scarecrow will catch up to you and it will result in a game over. The best way to avoid the Scarecrow when you're getting the chicken is to go down the stairs on the lecture side of the building. But if you happen to go down the experiment side, an easy way you can avoid the Scarecrow is when you're walking towards it, there will be a short set of stairs on the left that you can go up into, and this will take you into a little side area that you can use to get around the Scarecrow. The stairs are a little bit tricky to get up, so I'm not entirely sure if this was intentional by the developers, but this is something you can use to avoid the Scarecrow. You can go and follow the hallway down, exit on the right, and you will find yourself on the other side of the Scarecrow. But again, I would recommend facing the Scarecrow while walking away so it does not start chasing you. Now, the last and easiest enemy in the game is the tree. Here's the location of the first one. The next 2 are located to the right of the experiment building when you're outside. And the last one's located in the middle of the U-shape for the boys' dormitory. An obvious sign that you're dealing with the real tree and not a fake one is that the trunk will be brown, and this enemy will not start to chase you unless you get too close to it. As for the last one, this is just purely speculation, but I believe it is the Kitten. Unfortunately, in the 10 hours I have played the game, I have not been able to encounter the Kitten at all, no matter what I have done. I have searched the school all over to be able to find the Kitten, done different things that I feel that may have spawned the Kitten, and I have just not been able to find the Kitten. If you were able to find it, please leave a comment down below because I would be genuinely curious to see what it looks like in the game. But to my knowledge, it does not exist inside the game, so I'm not entirely sure if this is just a coding error. or if the kitten was just not programmed into the game, or if I'm just not finding it. And that it could be one of the jump scares you will encounter later on in the game, which I'll show later in the video. But for now, I'm assuming that is not in the game. So next, I'm going to go over with you the documents. So the first document is going to be located on the experiment side. If you follow the corridor down and enter the last room at the end of the experiment building, you will find the My Cole document located on the middle desk in the back. The next document you can find on the 5th floor of the experiment side. The easiest way to get this one is after you get the My Cole document, just go ahead and go up the flight of stairs on that side until you reach the 5th floor. From there, make an immediate left, go down the hall until you get to the first classroom, and from there you'll see a desk in the middle with a document on top of it, and that will be the document labeled You're Next. So the next document is going to be located on the same floor as the You Are Next document. You're going to go ahead and go into the room with all the computers. And on the right side, you'll see a Scarecrow document on a desk against the wall. From there, you can go and easily exit, follow down the hall, and go back into the room where you found your phone. And in the same third row, you can go and find the Kitten document, a couple desks before you found your phone. Now for the next document, you can go ahead and stay on this floor. You're going to go ahead and continue down the lecture side hallway until you reach the 4th room on the left. And towards one of the desks by the window, you will see a document sitting on there, which will be the tree document. Now, last document was a little bit tricky for me to find because I did not know this floor existed, but it is located on the 2nd floor of the lecture side. And in there, on one of the desks in the front, you will find the Watching You document, which is the last document. After you get the last document, you will see a message that states that you heard a door unlock somewhere in the school. The door is pretty easy to find. All you need to do is go up to the 4th floor in the main building. Once you're up the stairs, take an immediate right, follow the hall until you find a door on the left. Jump scare warning, once you enter the door, a red face will fly towards you. Now, the strange thing about the room that is now unlocked is that there will be a projector displaying an image on the wall that is labeled solveme.zip with the numbers 03187523888. What these numbers stand for or what this message stands for, I do not know, and currently on the forums I have not seen any information that confirms what this is. With that, we can get into the 4th and final part of this walkthrough, which will be the achievements. The first 2 achievements are pretty easy to do. They both involve the My Cole. The first achievement just requires you to stare at it without moving. The second achievement is a little bit tricky and may happen entirely by chance. What you need to do is you need to be facing it while it is very close to you, and when it is close enough, you need to slowly back away. This will cause it to jump towards the player while its face is flashing, leading to a game over. The third achievement, Class Clerk, just requires you to pick up all the documents. There are a total of 6 documents throughout the whole entire game. Jump scare warning again, the 4th achievement, Cute, with a question mark, will be received as soon as you see the red face fly towards the character upon entering the room on the 4th floor that was previously locked. The 5th achievement requires a janitor. Now this can take quite a bit of time, depending on where the janitor is located in relation to you, so I would recommend dedicating one playthrough for this specific achievement. All you need to do is prompt the janitor to chase you, indicated by him yelling 10 times. This will give you the achievement Hide and Seek. Now the 6th achievement is probably going to be the one that takes the longest to do. You'll typically receive this message around 147 to 148 in-game time, giving you the warning that you have about 12 minutes left in game time to complete the game. You can check the in-game time while your phone is equipped by pressing the tab key to look at the phone screen. Once it reaches 2 AM in the game, the player will receive a text message from the janitor. Upon receiving the text message, you will get the achievement Bad Ending, and pretty much what the text message shows is the janitor asking you, "Where are you now?" You cannot move while the phone screen is displaying the text message. After putting away the phone, the player will always look towards the janitor, who is always going to be nearby. After facing the janitor for a few seconds, the janitor will turn around, charge towards the player, resulting in a game over. You can also get this achievement by just basically starting the game and not even moving around, which is kind of funny because you'll actually have the phone despite not completing the objective to get your phone. Now the last 2 achievements are a little bit ambiguous, and I'm not entirely sure what the difference is between the 2 of them, but based on what I've seen online in discussion forums for the game, this is what I can infer from it. So for the first one, I believe all it requires for you to do is to make sure you close all the doors that you've opened throughout your whole entire playthrough. Complete the game as normal, get the chicken, return back to your dorm room, and you will be immediately greeted by the monster, resulting in the achievement, Open Ending. As for the last achievement, it's very similar to the one prior, the only difference being that you leave at least one door open. The strange part and what makes these achievements a little bit confusing and easy to mix up is that when you receive the other ending, it literally looks exactly the same, resulting in the Happy Ending achievement. Based on what I've inferred from online and seen too, the only difference is that you leave one of the doors open. Now which door, I'm not entirely sure, but that's what I've seen the general consensus to be. And there you have it. That is a 100% walkthrough of Chicken in the Darkness. I normally don't make walkthroughs, but I was glad to make this one. I didn't see any online, so I decided to make one of my own. And hopefully you find this walkthrough useful. If you found this helpful, please consider leaving a like down below. If you're interested in streams, feel free to subscribe. I upload streams and Let's Plays regularly to my YouTube channel from Twitch. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram if you want to see clips and bits of things that I'm doing or games that I'm playing. If you find the kitten or figure out a way to make it spawn, please feel free to leave a comment down below letting us know how to do it. And thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate you checking me out. Hopefully you found this helpful, and I will see you in the next video.